Hello everyone, today I'm going to be making this red vintage truck card for Christmas. I've included the SVG file for silhouette in the description down below. I've also included a PDF file for those who don't have a silhouette. For the PDF file, you can just print it and cut it by hand. The silhouette just makes it a lot easier, but if you don't have one, that's okay. Just use the tools that you do have on hand. So anyway, these are the pieces that I did cut out with my silhouette. I just made sure to load in the red cardstock with the pieces that went with the red, and I just used red cardstock, green cardstock, brown, black, and white, I think were the main colors, and a little bit of gray or silver. You can use any pound cardstock. I used 60 pound, but you can obviously use whatever you have on hand. I got this from Michael's, and I used their coupon, of course. And here I'm just folding over the little edges, and if you have a silhouette, it'll be very easy to tell after you have cut your file where the perforated edges are. I would have to say it's very easy to assemble the truck after everything has been cut. I think if you're going to be cutting it by hand, that's just going to be your hardest part. But the funnest part about making this truck is decorating it. And you'll see me decorate it after I assemble it. And then here I'm just showing you that this piece is going to be the front bumper. It's going to go in the front. And then this little white square is going to go on this bigger square. It's going to be the back of the car. And that's going to be the license plate. And then you're going to see me write North Pole in my sloppy handwriting. But if you have like Christmas stamps, I highly recommend that you stamp this with something. It'll look a lot better, I think, in my opinion, because I don't have really good handwriting, unless you got really nice handwriting. And then I'm just going to grab my black ink pad and then go over the edges just to give it this little distressed look. So before I glued down all my pieces together, I grabbed my Cuttlebug and I wanted to emboss some of these pieces. And then I'm just using the Sizzix embossing folder, which gives it like this metal look to my pieces, which is perfect because it's like an old vintage metal truck. And just in case you're wondering, this is the Sizzix Tim Holtz diamond embossing plate. Then I just used this folder to give this piece like a wooden look, and I got this folder from Wish. This is why it has like, doesn't really have like a brand name on there, but it was very inexpensive. I think I spent like maybe $1 or $2 on this folder, and it worked perfectly. It made my paper look like a log. And this is just another Tim Holtz folder that came in the same pack as the other diamond plate. And I just love using embossing folders. They add so much detail to cards or any project that you're working on. Let me know in the comment section down below what's your favorite embossing folder that you love to use on almost every project. I realized towards the end I didn't really have to emboss this piece since it was only going to be covered by that white piece that you see on the top right corner. And you'll see what I'm talking about towards the end, where the embossing just gets covered anyway. And this is a really cute embossing folder that I'm using as well. It has a variety of snowflakes on there. And this is like a Cuttlebug embossing folder that came with my Cuttlebug machine. And I actually got this machine used on a website similar to Craigslist where you buy used stuff, and these things could be pretty expensive at the store brand new, but I got it for 40 bucks and it came with a bunch of folders, so I think I got a good deal on my Cuttlebug. So after I embossed all my pieces, I just quickly glued down the North Pole license plate on the back of the truck piece right there. Then I just grabbed my black ink pad and scrubbed it around the edges of my cardstock, and it just gave my truck a very nice look, like a nice old distressed look. And if you don't already own a black ink pad, they sell them at the Dollar Tree. And I basically did this all around all the edges of my truck, and it just gave this a really cool look. And you'll see when the truck is finished how like distressed and old it looks. It gives it just like this nice detailed look. And as you can see, my hands got really dirty and messy during this process, but it's okay because this ink was really easy to wash off. I mean, this is just what happens when you're crafting. If your hands are messy, that just means you did a great job. So to decorate the back of my truck, to make them look like little lights, I just used this silver sequins and some red rhinestones, and then I just hot glued them onto the back there. And then for the front lights, I just used some clear rhinestones. And then to decorate the middle there, I just used some holly leaves with this little red like rhinestone in the middle there. And I also think a Christmas wreath would look really nice there as well. And I also forgot to ink up this piece here, but I'm doing it right now. And it just makes all the pieces kind of stand out as well. And I felt like the back piece was missing some more like detail, so I added some more silver sequins on there. I think metallic silver cardstock would look better for this little piece, but I didn't have any, so I just used gray. So I'm just putting the wheel together, and it has a bunch of little layers on it. So I just switched this little gray piece here for a silver sequence. It looks a lot better, I think. And then I'm just smudging some black ink on the rest of the truck, and this just makes the whole truck come together and have an old vintage look. And then I made a cut on the door so it opens just enough, and I just think this adds a really cool detail to the truck. And I decided that these pieces would look a lot better if they were popped up, so of course I grabbed my dimensional tape. And I also made a little door handle. I decided to put or just dress it with black ink so you can kind of tell it apart from the rest of the door. And I decided to put the little pop dots on it. The door handle was just a small detail on the truck, but every little detail made the truck look so much better. So putting together this truck was so much fun because of all the little details that were involved in making the truck. And like I said, just use what you have in your craft stash. Everybody's truck is going to look different. So this white layer here is so you can write a sweet sentiment, and I suggest writing something on there before you glue it onto the truck. And if you just want the truck purely for decoration, I just suggest leaving this white piece out because the white piece is only to write something on there. So now I'm gluing the truck together, and I'm gluing the back onto this little flap that folds. Now I'm attaching the bumper onto this front little flap that folds. So I messed up here because I should have glued this middle piece last, and you'll see why. But it wasn't a big problem because it was an easy fix. So now I'm just gluing on this part, and it's the same process. I'm just putting glue on the little flaps there, and then I'm just sticking them onto the front bumper and the back. So this is why I should have glued on this middle piece last. That way I would have been able to tell where the middle was because it was kind of crooked. Now I'm just putting glue on there, and then I am going to try to stick it in the middle of the truck. Honestly, it's not a big deal. The card would still fold fine. It was just bugging me that it wasn't in the center, but now it is, and now I'm satisfied. And now I'm pretty much almost finished with the truck. I just need the Christmas tree, and that's pretty easy. I just used some dimensional tape to stick the tree together. And then I just added some cut lines inside the tree so these little pieces could pop out like this, and that way the tree looks a little more pricklier. And I only ended up using 3 layers for my Christmas tree, and I discarded that last layer on the top there. And as you can see, when I put each tree on top of each other, I kind of overlapped them a little crooked on purpose. That way it kind of just looks a little more bushier and full. And then I just placed it in the middle there, and I just dabbed a little bit of glue and stuck it on there. And now it just looks like the truck is carrying a Christmas tree on its trunk. Okay, so there you guys have it, a 3D red vintage truck Christmas card to give to your relatives this Christmas. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps me out. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos and comment down below if you have any comments or questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.